All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Harnkegger Games 7 here on twitch.tv/LotroStream, youtube.com/Lord of the Rings/live, and facebook.com/Lotro. I am Lotro's community manager, Cordovan, here today for day 5 of the Harnkegger Games, taking place live on Laurelin and broadcast here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I have got a couple of guests with me here today. First off, I want to welcome from the organizing committee here, Cantrell. How you doing?
All good, thank you. How you doing, Cordovan?
Awesome. And also with me is Druid's Fire. How you doing?
I'm still got a cold.
How you doing? Yes, understood. All right, so we are here for day 5. There are 2 events taking place today. We have got the Shire Drunken Merchant Race kicking off in a couple of minutes here in Delving, kind of outside where we are. And then the swim sprint taking place around 3:15 at the Breland side of the Buckleberry Ferry. So, Shire Drunken Merchant Race, Cantrell. Why are they drunk? And where are they going?
Yeah, we were kind of going for the longest possible name for event. No, the idea here is that it's a race that commemorates the trade of dwarves in the Shire lands because it's an important trade route for dwarves coming from the Blue Mountains to their halls further in the east. So that's one story of it. The other is that it seems to be kind of a contest between hobbits and dwarves for who has the best ale. Anyway, we'll get to that later, I guess, and when more of the rules and origin of the game is kind of hinted at later when the event starts. The idea behind the event is fairly simple. There are 3 waypoints, well actually 2 waypoints and a finish spot where people need to drink an ale. So how it goes is everybody starts here at the Madam House. They have to drink a blackberry ale, and then having drunk that, they run off toward the Buckland Gate. Once they cross the Buckland Gate, they drink a second ale, and then they run back toward Needlehole. Once they get into cross the Needlehole Gate, they need to drink their last ale and then run off toward the 3 Farthing Stone. And the first one to jump against the 3 Farthing Stone wins. This is the longest running and race event we have. Time-wise, this takes about... Well, the record is 18 minutes, 43 seconds.
Oh, wow.
So it does take a long while compared to the others, because while you're going back and forth from the Shire, basically, from Delving to Buckland, back to Needlehole, and then back to the 3 Farthing Stone. So there's a lot of running. And people can, by the way, take the course that they want to take. So there's no following roads or whatever, as long as you get to from the starts to each waypoint and then to the finish line. What they need to remember is that they need to cross the gate, and then drink their beer, and then carry on to the next waypoint.
So what is the key to success here? I imagine it's really being able to mitigate the effects of the alcohol, right? In terms of how it actually affects your racing, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's one thing. It's also, the tactics of choosing the best possible path. There's so many things that will hinder you along the road, apart from little hobbit fences or rivers, forests that you need to go through. There's bogs, so all of that. If you take a perfect line from one point to the other, or a straight line, that might not be the quickest line necessarily. So
yeah, and so similar maybe a little bit to what we saw with yesterday's race. Now that we're in year 7, have we started to see people figure out really the optimal path for this kind of thing?
I would say that we've done this one a few times, and every time when I log on a bit earlier to kind of go through the lines of the event, there's always people racing. You always see people trying this out. So there's a couple of people that I think kind of have or at least sections of the course down and think they have a good route. But then again, you know, you never know. Even if this is the first time you do this, you might find the route that is even quicker than all the others. So.
All right, so heading into day 5 here, do you have the standings in front of you that you can speak to?
Yeah, I have. So and first of all, yesterday was crazy because we had so many points to hand out. The relay run was double the amount of points because there's 2 people that got points, and then the sparring tournament was nothing but gold medals. So again, loads of points to be won, which kind of completely threw our standings, well, nearly upside down. The Race of Men is at 13 points in 4th place. Race of Dwarves just 1 point more with 14 points. Then the Race of Hobbits 16 points in 2nd place, and in the lead again is the Race of Elves with just 1 point more than the Hobbits at 17 points.
But I understand we're about halfway through the point standings, which means there's still plenty of opportunity for anybody really to come up into first place.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody still has ample opportunity to win this. There's 7 events still. Each of these have 6 points, plus don't forget the champion, Harnkegger champion, and the Harnkegger Fair Play awards also get you 3 points, as if it were a gold medal. So that might even clinch it. Who knows?
Nice. All right. Well, that sounds great. Is there anything else you'd like to add a little bit? Maybe we can talk a little bit about what the event after this will be.
The event after is the swim sprint. It's an event that we introduced last year, which is from one side of the Buckleberry Ferry on the Breeland side. We're swimming over to the Shire side as quick as we can. There's no buffs allowed. It's no jumping allowed in the water. So from the moment we say go, they can jump in the water, but that's it. That's the only jump which is allowed. And then, quickest to the other end. It's one of those races which is screenshot mania, I call it, because it's so fast, and if there's a lot of people, it can be rather difficult or challenge, at least for us judges, to get it right. But we have a couple of people ready there to take screenies, so should be no worries there. Current record for this one is 21 seconds and 55 hundredths. So it is a very quick race.
Absolutely. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me here. Anything else you want to add before I'll let you go?
Well, the Shire Drunken Merchant race, there's a couple of tales for the competitors, so please pay attention to what my character or the other stewards will be saying, and everybody will be fine.
Awesome. All right, Kendrell, thank you so much for joining me here today, and good luck again. The organizers have done a fantastic job. It's been a very smooth event so far, and it's all due to the lovely organization that you guys, gals, have been putting together. So,
Thank you.
Good luck. All
Thanks.
right.
Cheers.
All right, Druid's Fire.
Yes.
I think I would be really bad at the Drunken Merchant race. I mean, besides the whole I don't drink thing, I think that this is going to be one heck of an event, and you better know the lay of the land well in order to succeed.
I would agree with that, yeah, on all accounts, including how terrible you would be at this.
Nice. It looks like we're actually just getting ready here to kick off day 5 of the Harnkegger games. For those who didn't notice, I will be back on Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to be from home rather than the office, but there's some chance, if I can get an admin client working from home, I will even have my detachable camera, so we'll have to see how that works.
I can't wait till I can pay you guys to have one of my very own.
I know, right? Wouldn't that be awesome? All right, so I'm actually going to mute the mic here for just a couple of minutes, and we'll pay attention to the rules being read, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Ho ho! Ha ha ha! All right, thank you very much. I'm back here. We're going to be doing the Shire Drunken Merchant race in just a few minutes. They're going over the rules. Now, have you had an opportunity to take part, Druid's Fire, in any of the Harnkegger stuff? I have not, because I've, other than done working for SSG here, I've been broadcasting this in recent years. But have you had an opportunity to actually try any of this stuff? Oh, maybe it would help if I was not muted and deafened. I was just actually saying, Druid's Fire is asking if you've by any chance had an opportunity to try any of the Harnkegger games in years past.
Actually, I ran in the one at Thorns Hall, running around the statue, just for giggles. I, of course, did not place, but I was very close. I would, of course, disqualify myself because, I'm sitting in the chat with you guys, so.
Nice.
So just for funsies.
Yeah, I did do, I've tried as an admin a couple of times, just kind of doing the spike jump and doing the fire run jump.
Not even admin powers can save you now.
No. I was talking to Dr. Octothorpe following the fishing competition where they pulled 830 some fish. Was that right? Something like 330? I don't know. An insane number of fish in 15 minutes. And I was like, how is it that one area can have like tons of fish and the other cannot? And he was saying it's sort of by instance that they populate the fish. So theoretically, if they were into a different instance that had a higher fish count, it could theoretically happen, right?
Yeah, from my understanding about how things spawn in games is they set a number of how many of those items can spawn in such and such an area, and as soon as it goes below that number, it spawns a new one.
I did want to mention we do have a raffle going on in our Twitch chat. We're going to be giving away 2 100 Lotro point codes in about 7 minutes or so, and that should be pretty cool. I do apologize to our fine folks on both YouTube and Facebook. I am not allowed by the Facebook Code of Conduct to do these kind of point giveaways in chat, and YouTube just doesn't have the technology, the facility really to, like a Moobot style thing, to just do an easy raffle with folks. So I'm doing the raffles on Twitch, and so if you are hearing this on Facebook and YouTube and you do want to perhaps win 100 Lotro points, just create a quick account or come on over to the Twitch side and give us a follow. You do need to be following us to win. And thank you so much, Mark, saying we're doing a good camera job. I really appreciate that. Amanda over on Facebook mentioning at one point she moved into the country only to be informed she could only get dial-up or satellite. Yes, as someone who is from rural Minnesota, I know that plea. I've actually run into You know, some people who they don't even think about it, right? It's like, hey, I used to live in Chicago, and now I'm moving to rural Minnesota, and what do you mean I can't get high-speed internet? You know? Sorry, Tuneo, we cannot, even if I could unban you from the game, which I can't, that wouldn't be something I would do live on the air on a live stream. So you'll need to get in touch with customer service through help.standingstonegames.com and do a ban appeal that way. All right, here we go. I'm sorry, I somehow missed what you were talking about Ghostly or something about Halloween or October. I'm not sure what that's about.
For a moment there, your screen had gone very dark and you looked like you were in a ghostly thingy.
Oh, okay.
Like the power had, like the light had gone out in the room.
No, there's my camera has been having some issues. I'm not quite sure why. If I have it to adjust its own lighting, it'll do that. And sometimes it'll decide to turn on its auto lighting, even if I try to manually override it. I think it's got a couple of things competing for its priority is what's going on. Do not drink until told to do so, or you will be disqualified. Okay. They're handing out the 3 L's to all contestants here. Let me see if I can... It's hard to do the names here just because we got so many contestants, but you can see some of the people that we've seen throughout the competition here. Speaking of Halloween, I saw one of our artists working on the next festival steed yesterday. It's a work in progress, so like the whole head part wasn't done at all yet, but it is indeed looking pretty cool, so.
Being in October, baby, I'm very much what we call a Halloweeny, so it's my favorite holiday. So I'm always excited to see what you guys come up with. And the new Bingo Boffin thing, oh, yeah. I can't wait to see what Made of Lions has for us.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty sweet, I'm sure. We have Fester Little, the only Bjorning standing there in the group. It's true, this is a Bjorning light Harnkegger games. I have not seen much Bjorning presence in the event. This version of Pokeball Cannon is pretty interesting.
At least it's in the public domain.
Yes. I'm actually going to detach the camera here for a second while I can, because this is a great shot.
Ooh, the Moonlight Sonata. Nice.
Yeah. So this is where they're starting here. I can actually call up the site again, repeat the rules for those who might just now be joining us. Alright, so this is running on foot, drinking the listed drink at each waypoint, and then crossing the finish line. Through the Shire, competitors must follow the following route. You start at Mickle Delving, outside the Matham house where we are. When they give go, you must drink 1 blackberry ale, then run to Buckland, the main entry gate. You must drink their first ale at the go, no sooner. When the competitors cross the Buckland main entry gate, they need to drink another blackberry ale, then run to Needle Hole. And when they cross the Needle Hole main entry gate, they need to drink their third blackberry ale, then run to the 3 Farthing Stone near Bywater. No buffs, no mounts, of course. Run a fair race. Not allowed to be anonymous. Stewards are monitoring the race. They can essentially pick their own route to get there as they want to. The gold is 100 gold, 500 Lotra points, and a sturdy steel key. Silver is 25 gold and a sturdy steel key. Bronze is 10 gold and a sturdy steel key. And the current record is 18 minutes and 43.43 seconds by Alvar, the dwarf from 2016. Oh, and I actually need to put up the little marker for it in XSplit. There we go.
I like those little coins. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, they do a nice job on them. I am not going to detach the camera so I can try to run around with the people.
Since I don't have admin yakety sax buff, I'm gonna just ride along away from the competitors on my horse to keep an eye on things.
Nice. Which one's you? Is that...
I'm standing with me horse on the
Oh
fence
yeah,
behind you, so-
Ithilris?
Yep. Tomorrow you'll see a very familiar name.
Sauron?
No. I will be escorting Corey Olsen through Gondor on my regular account, and I will use my free-to-play account on my laptop to hang out here with you.
Nice. All right, we are getting ready to start here. 3, 2, 1, and go. Now they must consume that first ale before taking off. And I think we actually had someone not read the instructions. If I need to, I can actually give myself like a super speed buff and all that sort of thing, but We'll see what I can do. I obviously can't follow everybody, so I'm just going to pick a group and see what I can do here.
There's a lot of varying different paths that people are taking.
There are. It was like this last year as well. But I want to be able to not completely lose the group. And actually, let me do that. I'm going to give myself a run speed boost. Because I'm an admin. Haha, I can do anything I want to. Nobody can stop me except other admins.
And all of a sudden, the lovely dulcet tones of Severlin as he, comes in and says, You're done, Jerry. No more admin boost for you.
Oh, he doesn't even know. I happen to know that he is LARPing today. Or at least getting ready to LARP. Now, of course, he could always fire me on Monday.
No, nobody's allowed to fire Jerry. Not allowed. And I'm not just saying this as your friend, but you are a very good community manager for us, considering you are doing dual duty with us and DDO.
Well, thank you.
It makes up for like the 5 years of trolling I give you every show, so you know. Oh man, somebody just ran over a chicken.
I think the chicken might be okay. You know, sometimes I've actually had like a squirrel, like I could have sworn it was going to hit the car, and against my will, right? Like it just runs right in front of you. The next thing you know, dodge between the tires, and it's perfectly fine. Only the most sportsman commentary in this stream.
I love watching all the spectators such as myself riding around on our horses, and of course our paths getting crossed by the judges in their swanky outfits.
Yeah, the group has definitely started spreading out at this point. It's really hard to know who's doing what. But I just have these three at this point that I'm kind of keeping an eye on. Oh, there's a couple more here.
I'm seeing some really familiar names as well. Some of the regulars who either participated in or won some of the earlier competitions. So there's definitely a community for folks. This is their jam right here. That they get practice and practice like it's proper Olympics. So kudos to them.
A little bit of lag going on, unfortunately, but we've been having some chat issues, unfortunately, today. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I did notice that earlier.
Running through stinging gnats doesn't even bother these contestants.
We'll get the gnats drunk too. It's always interesting to see which corners people are cutting and seeing if they want to like jump over a fence here or take the road over here and avoid the mobs if they're low level like me. And of course, if they run through the Frogmortons, they also have to worry about whether or not they get mired down in, they get into one of the puddles that's too deep and they start swimming.
Yeah.
That'll slow them down.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like we have a group that's kind of running through the woods, and then everyone else is just sort of along the path here, I think. And the people on the path do seem to be slightly ahead. But of course I can't see if there's a whole group that's somewhere completely different. That might well be. I'm seeing a Tarmal in the lead. At least it looks
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm
over
seeing
here.
too. And also, one of the strategy things is if somebody is here on a low level character and they're aggroing the mobs, that'll put them into combat speed, which is a slower run speed.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point.
So, of course, one of the tactics is to ensure that you have a character who's above level, so the mobs won't aggro.
Okay, because I have a raffle here to take care of, I am going to set a follow command on that person, Gildoyne from Durin's Folk, and I will take care of this raffle here real quick.
All right, let's see who's going to be first to the Brandywine Bridge. Heart Song, pass me first. I don't know.
Congrats, Rambavams and Chromite.
Yay, Chromite and Ramabams. Good regulars for the channel.
Yep.
Our lead group is now heading to Needlethorn. Geez. Dragon Riders are purring on the Needle Hole.
Alright, Whisper's done. Oh no, now where am I? I got hit by... I fell off the bridge or something. Alright, so...
Oops.
Oh, thankfully, there's a group of people right here that I can follow.
It's like you don't have channel mods or something. You could do raffles for you.
What? Yeah, that's true. I suppose I could have done that.
Yeah, there's a good pack up front here. Some good solid people. Regulars in various of the competitions.
Yeah, I'm still seeing... Right now, I'm actually seeing Heart Song in the lead.
Yep, me too.
But it's a close race between all three. Any minor move could change things. Like Rongar just about fell into the water there. But, there you go.
Well, dwarves are buoyant. That's fine. And ironically, being in the Shire, we have the most peaceful music for a race ever.
Nice.
It's actually one of my most favorite pieces of music in the game entirely. I've always wondered who actually composed this one, because I don't think it was one of Chance Thomas's.
I actually have the music turned off because there was so much player music I didn't want to have to try to sort through it all. But...
Well, in the Shire, in many places, it plays this beautiful piece that's like harp and I believe an oboe or a horn, and it's just really peaceful. fallen asleep to it more than once.
So a lot of the older, just kind of incidental music is actually going to be by the old SVT team. So that would have been probably Bud Egan and oh, come on, the other name's skipping my head. There was two main composers that did a lot of the incidental music.
Stephen De Gregorio, I think. Did a
Yes,
lot
that's
of
the one. That's the one. Yep.
Well, here's something interesting. We got some competitors on the south side, on the Hobbiton Bywater side, and some folks are running through the forest on the other side of the river. Interesting.
Do you see anyone further ahead than Heartsong, or is Heartsong still in the lead as far as you can tell? I could try to detach the camera and pan up and see if I could see anyone. But I don't know, it may just be they won't render for me either. I don't see anybody else in the lead. Yep, no, it stopped rendering. Okay.
Yeah, on this side of the river, we've got Lake Bolston and Oriole, Avenia.
Man, Rongar and Heartsong just neck and neck. Just following each other. With Tarmol well within closing distance.
Well, I think actually the folks on the who came on the north side of the river might be ahead of you, because the folks on your side of the river will have to cut north, and we already did.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I... Are you over there?
Yeah,
With that north
I'm
side?
actually in the Rushek Bog now.
Okay, I see you now. Are you following the group?
I was actually following the group to the north side, but now I seem to have lost them.
Okay,
I
yeah, that's
see
what
you.
I was trying to do, is see if I could
Yeah,
get
I'm following Eltherial. Eltherial.
Well, that's interesting. Eltherial might... Well, no, I see at least one person farther ahead.
I see Clawfield.
Yeah. Let me move over to Heartsong, see if I can see where they are. Yeah, they are actually just a little bit ahead. Well, no, actually it's about... I think you're right, actually, they're a little bit behind. It's close. Yeah, I think they're just a little bit behind. There we go. Needle hole. I am at the entrance here. Let us see what we are here to see. I see Eltherial, I think. Yep. In the lead. Followed by Rongar and Demniril, and then Tormal. It's pretty nauseating watching the follow command as a camera. I think I
Yeah,
want
it
to do
is.
that.
Oh.
Am I flying Saville Row? No, not at the moment, because I need to be able to be within rendering distance of the group of runners. If they get too far ahead of me, then it won't, because it only renders based on where my character is on the client. So I can't detach the camera during this particular section of the race.
Here's a bit of strategy. Will Elthuriel cross the river here? Looks like that is indeed
It
the
sure
case.
looks like it. Probably a wise idea, too. So I'll save running all the way around, won't it?
That is definitely cutting a major corner right there. And I'll tell you a fun fact. I didn't know that Ford was there.
Yeah. Hey, Epicougar, nice to see you here.
Oogs.
For the racers, are the hunters allowed to use their run speed or no? No, no buffs.
It's like IROC racing. Everybody has to have the exact same car.
Yep. Oh man, but see now Ethereal is having to do a minor swim. But I think is enough ahead still with that shortcut that it's fine.
It's all about the strategy.
Yeah. Although we've got Demnero right back on his flank, as it were, within closing distance. And actually, Rongar is temporarily pretty tied, or maybe even a little bit in the lead. I mean, at this point, it's so close, it's hard to tell, but I think Rongar is currently in the lead right now. I didn't get to see what his path was, but he seemed to have come from that south side of the river, so...
Oh, yeah. Actually, Rongar just took the lead, hit it, and then Ethereal and Vercingetorix.
Yeah.
That's my unofficial, that's what I saw.
Yeah,
But
that's
of
what I
course
saw too. Uh-huh.
The judges will make the official decision. But well run, everybody. That was actually pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, that was impressive.
As much of lag as I would see in a raid, which I get to experience soon enough.
Severe Roller was saying there was another ford slightly further that could have been used. Also, he never jumped in the water. I did see one jump, but I think you're right there.
I don't think jumping in the water is prohibited in
No, it
this
isn't.
because it's not a swimming event.
Yep, that's true. Yep.
I kind of like this one because it really does give people the opportunity to decide, to actually put in more strategy. Though I'm not sure what these dwarves are doing with the stone. It could be inappropriate for a stream rated T for team.
I think they're just trying to jump on top of it.
As you do. Yeah, K-Wolf brings up an interesting comment in chat. It's harder to find the route with the ale, which of course is part of the point, but also that it's dark. So it depends on if somebody had set their, their gamma or their ambient light chromite to actually, improve how everything looked.
As a Doors fan, I have to say I've been pretty amused by seeing the Doorsified versions of these songs. Is it possible to see the names of the participants on the screen? Yeah, I had it up for a little while. I can leave it up for a little bit. That's fine. As you can see, it gets pretty hard to read pretty quick. But yes, let me see if I can leave this up for a bit. K-Wolf did the route 3 times earlier in daylight and was getting lost in the bogs. Yeah, I bet.
As a little bit of a programming note while the judges are deciding, and Demuriel is entertaining the crowd with some awesome music on the, I think that's the Misty Mountain Harp, I want to say. Well, it's so early, and since the next event is so short, I will probably take the rest of my show today, just because I need to level up a new alt that I made on Landreval who will be raiding. I'm building a raid team, and I invite folks who are interested in joining a new raid team. We are going to focus on the Throne of Dread Terror, because I really want that constellation cloak, the Cloak of the Undarkened Sky, because you know me, I'm a star nerd. And so, yeah. The main thing is you don't have to necessarily be in the kinship. My kinship is Radio Free Gallifrey. It's named after my old radio show that I used to do for like 10 years. And the main rules of the kinship and the raid team will be no egos, be respectful. I want to try to build a raid team that's not like typical raid teams. So again, I want it to be something where people will enjoy raiding and learning, strategies and learning how to gear their characters and learning fights and whatnot. And I think it should be a good fun time.
Yeah, that sounds great. So this is really for level cap folks for the most part, huh?
Yeah. Well, we can set it to like 105 and run it that way, but I'm not opposed to cheesing it just because I want it to be a fun experience. Maybe especially for folks who don't raid normally. A raid leader would be awesome who already knows the fights, but worst case, I'll learn them myself because I don't want to repeat the Thrang incident from a couple months ago. It was embarrassing. But yeah, I actually kind of had a lot of fun with Holliger raid leading us with Corey through the Isengard raid. So I kind of want to do that, but on my group and everything. So again, be respectful, be mature. If it may be streamed during my show, people will have to mind the language and stuff, and none of the things. But here we got the results.
Yep. All right, here are the results. By the way, Penny over on Twitch, yes, this is taking place on Laurelin. It is a player-run event by a group of 3 kinships on Laurelin. We have our bronze with a time of 18 minutes and 52 seconds and 1/100th, so no new record, but a very good time. The song. Oh, that's so great. Winning the bronze medal, a sturdy steel key, and 10 gold is...
I need a drum roll here, except my drum's upstairs.
Yeah. Demnirel. Or Demnirel. I should have asked for pronouncers and all the characters here, but nonetheless, Demnirel, very nicely done. The silver medal, sturdy steel key, 25 gold, goes to... And we even have a beautiful sunrise here. Eltherial, number 2, who ran a truly excellent race.
I'm gonna suddenly start bursting into song because I want to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Anybody wants to hear me sing, it's worse than Cordovan singing, I'm just saying.
Oh, God.
Actually, no, it's not.
Yeah. Well, you know, you can't expect someone to, you know, necessarily get the winning ceremony right if they just drank 3 ales, so... Eltherial failed to pick up the medal, I think. Winning the gold medal, 500 Lotro points, 100 gold coins, and a sturdy steel key. Rongar just doing a truly incredible race here this time. It's done quite well throughout much of the Harnkegger games. Not just this year, but in other years as well. So this is someone who clearly knows what they're doing and puts in probably a little bit of practice, one might assume. Alright, so now is going to be the quick sprint.